Hello everyone, my name is Dale Nolan Jr. and today I'm going to teach you how to make a skateboard sequence in Photoshop. We're going to start out in Adobe Bridge. Should be free with your Photoshop subscription, so everyone should be able to have this. Now what I like to do is group my images together. I'll go through all the shots that I made because you'll have so much junk and things. I just try to filter through all that first. So if you select the sequence of images that you like the most, you can just push Control G to highlight them all and put them in a group together. Now if you double click these images, it will open them all up into Camera Raw. So if you want to make a collective edit between them, you can do that. But today we're going to skip that step. And with our group selected, we're going to go up to the Tools, and then click on Photoshop and come down to Load Files into Photoshop Layers. So this will load all our images into one Photoshop document. Now, after the images are loaded in, we are going to select all of our images and auto align them. So if you select them all and then come up to Edit, come down to Auto Align Layers. Now what this does is it lines up all the main structures in the image. So this grind rail will be lined up on each image. The tree will be lined up the best possible that it can be. This pillar will be all lined up evenly across all the images. So when we are building our sequence, and we're painting the images and blending the images together, everything will be more fluid together. So this is a really important step to do. Okay. Now you can see on the edges we have some cropping and stuff, and that's just because the auto align, it's not a big deal. We can just crop that out or do some autofill on that later if we wanted. So the next step is gonna be one of the most important things you'll ever learn in Photoshop, and that is masking. So to mask an image, we'll just select it and we'll come down here and we'll click on this little square with the circle in the middle symbol, and that will add a white layer mask. So masks allow you to hide or allow things to go through the top image in your layers. So right now, with the layer mask being white, it's allowing the image to be seen through that mask. So this top image is basically covering all these images underneath. So what we want to do is turn these layer masks to black because I want this bottom image to actually show through all the rest. So to do that, we'll click Control I. So black means nothing can come through it. Oop. Just Control Z if you mess up that. Okay, so now all these images are blacked out from seeing through. So we're just seeing our bottom image. So next we want to repaint the skateboarder back into the image throughout this sequence. So we are just going to push B for brush or click on the brush here, and we can use the bracket key to make our brush bigger or smaller. Now if we look at our palette here on the left hand, we have a black and white palette. If you see other colors there, just push D and it'll bring them back to this color scheme. Now we want the white up. If yours has the black showing on top, just push the X key and you can switch back and forth. So we will use the white because we want to paint the skateboarder back in. So we'll first go to this bottom image. We'll just begin painting him back in. Okay. And then just click on the next one and continue the process. I'm going to zoom in a little closer. Okay, now as you see, it's causing that previous image to fade. So I'm just going to push X to bring the black back, and I'm going to paint away the image I painted over his body just now. Okay. And then just continue the process. This is really easy to do. If you do everything right, it's generally not a huge problem. So my hand actually merges with his hand, but we want to prioritize the previous skateboarder. I always think it looks better to have the beginning of the trick, have that skateboarder behind the other ones. Okay, see we got something funky with this tree. So I think I'm going to paint that back to whatever the previous image was there. Okay. And his hand comes across here into this other skateboarder's body. We don't need to show the fingers through, I don't think. All right, and our last one. So there's a little bit of a guessing game to where the previous image is. Generally, it's not too bad. You can kind of know it's not that far behind the other one. Okay, so I want to paint his arm back in. I believe it looks better that way. So make sure I paint this shirt all back in. Okay, and just like that, you're going to be done. I hope you enjoyed the video and you can now make your own photo sequences.